once again, adventurers, the Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, Akio and Subaru were working on Gunvarrel 2's assembly over at the robot clinic. But as it turns out, it seems harsh surgery had quite the effect on Doc Fujita, who seems to be on a big Gunvarrel kick, it seems. Normally this would be good news for the likes of Akio, who is more than borne the brunt of Doc's anger and frustration over the years. But as much as he would like to elate on Fujita's newfound admiration for Gunvarrel, or perhaps longer than that, yeah, as much as he would like to be elated by that, she unfortunately has to contend with the stoic cynicism of Subaru as well. But all that aside, it all comes down to the fact that even if the systems were up and running, those systems are reliant on one person and one person alone, and that is Frau. And as club president, Akio has delegated that task to none other than Kaito. Before we get into that, we have some tweeps to check up on. First tweep is from none other than Mr. Pleiades. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what is most important when it comes to operating a hobby robot? Yes, the control system. If that is made firmly, it can easily cover any hardware handicap. However, if the control system is bad, you'll only make a bad robot no matter how much you spend. Not sure if I can entirely classify that as advice, Subaru. Or at the very least, encouragement. Anyway, Akio is elated. I think this is the first time in 2.5 years that I felt this fulfilled since I joined the Robotics Club. Oh, it's so fun. I wish this started 2 years ago. Owaki Senpai, are you watching? Robotics Club is finally moving forward. That it is, Akio. That it is. Go with this one. Glad you're having fun. You look better when you're carefree about making robots than when you're hesitant, in a good way. I think it's fun too. I would have never felt like this in karate. But working together as part of a team thing is wonderful. Glad to hear it, Juna. Although somewhat less enthusiastic than Akio or Fujita right now. I'm beyond thrilled that you understand the fun of being in the Robotics Club. Doc turned into a mad scientist. What is a mad scientist? That is a good question. Someone once said it's the kind of person who gets mad if you call them Chunibeer. Like a certain insane mad scientist. But that's in the past. that end. I got a birthday gift from the kids on the island. So happy, I'll keep it safe. Not that much younger than you and I have to be honest. Looks like they're still delving into that episode. The mystery behind the hidden subliminal messages in the final episode of Gunvarrel. Analyzing team, is it done yet? There are 19 total hidden one-frame steganography subliminal messages, right? Pretty sure they took this much time, since it took this much time, many people analyzed it. I think the steganography subliminal messages are an image of a ruin somewhere, but I doubt there is anyone that knows all the ruins in Japan. It's not sure that the steganography subliminal messages are located in Japan. There's a chance they can be overseas. The power of the internet is amazing, but we still have a hard time solving this. Wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were the case. It's too much to look for it in the world. Have you ever played Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego Remember 1999? I suggest that you do. You might learn something. Over it. Off to sleep. Sleep is good. I wonder what the numbers mean. The numbers under the subliminal messages mean something. There has to be a meaning behind it. It's the first time you've actually said that there are numbers regarding those subliminal messages. I want to try and analyze the numbers, but don't know where to start. Maybe the numbers count down to the end of the world. That would be very cliche if they did. It's the day when the solar storm is hitting. Someone reported to the police. This is creepy. The police ain't gonna deal with this. It's said they probably won't. Now let's see if there's anything. Is there anything in nope. Why do I even keep bothering at this point? Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
Aki-chan さ、一体何年俺のお隣さんやってるの?
Akio knows exactly where this is going. You want Kaito to do something? Have to beat him a kill ballad. No ifs, ands, or buts. After school, Akio asks me to persuade Frau to help, so I decide to teach her a lesson yet again.
俺を動かしたいならさ、まず勝負でしょ。それで俺に勝ったら何でも言うこと聞いてあげるよ。
絶対にそう言うと思った。
アキちゃんもいい加減学習しろってこと。
And what does that say about you, Kaito Yashio?
このやりとり、過去に一体何回繰り返されたと思ってるわけ？
だってうちじゃ会に勝てるわけないし。あ、じゃあナイさんを呼んでこようかな。
Weren't expecting that now, were you, Kaito? What did she say? Why did her name come up just now? Akio notices my agitation and smiles triumphantly. You're not the only one with the ace up your sleeve this time, Kaito.
知ってる？ナイさんって今ギルバラのランキング200位ぐらいまで急上昇してるらしいよ。
200 is impressive, but not.
すごく強いの。
I know this all too well. There's no way she's stopping at 200 place. Why am I saying 2000 when it's clearly 200? I don't know. If she plays seriously, she could easily make her way into the top 10. I played against Nisan a lot, and even I only managed to win around 6 out of 10 matches. She's a hard fight. Against me, second best in the world. Did Akio catch wind of that? No, it's possible that Nisan told her herself. After all, she's a TNSC a lot nowadays, for building Model 2 and all. If she used Nisan, and even if I limited it to run one round, I've got a risky 40% chance of losing. If you accept the offer, that is. 40% is higher than the batting average of a professional batter in baseball.
というわけで、明日宇宙センターに一緒についてきてね。
ナエさんに代理を頼むの？
ずるいなんて言わないように。貝が強すぎるのが良くないんだから。
How is this my fault? I worked hard to get where I am. Even if that second place is largely due to a technicality.
オッケー、分かった。明日は俺も TNSC に行くよ。ちゃんとナエさんとの勝負をセッティングしといて、できれば50戦くらいはしたいって伝えといてくれると助かる。
まさかそんなあっさりと OK してくれるなんて。
It's terrifying when you can get Kaito to do when you have the right ammunition.
どういうこと？何かあったの？それとも何か企んでる？
いや、そんなことないよ。
Why is she so surprised when she's the one who suggested this? I glance at our sly rascal of a president and stand up from the shade of the tree.
どこか行くの？
コナちゃんのところ説得すればいいんでしょ。
So he concedes after all.
え？
More for nice sake rather than Akio's, but I don't.
どうせナエさんとやり合えば7-3あるいは6-4の勝負になるんでね。俺の全勝はありえないわけ。だったら最初からアキちゃんの頼みを聞いておけば話がスムーズでしょ。
すごい。貝がこんなに簡単に折れることなんて今まで一度もなかったのに。やったー！ナエさんパワーだね。
Now you've got it done, Kaito.
でも今からフラウボーの説得に行くなら明日のナエさんとの勝負は必要ないんじゃ。
My statement stands.
おいおい、アキちゃん、ふざけたこと言わないでよ。ナエさんとの勝負は俺の中じゃそんじょそこらの上位ランカーとの対戦よりよっぽど燃えるんだよ。対戦できるなら一日中でもやってたいの。だから今さら約束破ったりしないように。
なんか手段が目的にすり替わってるような。
I head toward the hand now, leaving Akio dumbfounded behind me. I press the intercom button, then check the contents of the plastic bag I'm holding. Meanwhile, taking a look at the notifications again. The runway is getting cold. Seems like Juno's on her own. If we're just motion capturing, we don't need to be on the runway. And Akio saying hi, say hi to Frau for me. Will do, Akio. Will do. And nothing there. There. I went to buy some refreshments at Mizuka-san's store before coming here. Mainly some flavored bread, snacks, and juice. I'll use these to lure our little shut-in princess out from the shadows. Afraid it's not going to be that easy, Kaito. It's actually been a while since I visited Frau's place. We talk on Twitter all the time, but it's been 2 or 3 months since we met in person. I've actually swung by several times, but Frau kept pretending to be out, even though that's a lie. She's a shut-in, so if she doesn't answer the intercom, she's either sleeping or ignoring me. And so, after a while, I just sort of stopped coming over. Which brings us to now. Part of that is due to this place being so close to the hangar. It's very convenient. If I can drop in any time, I can put it off for another day, right? Then it just snowballs out of control. So, will she answer the intercom today or what? If not, I'll go watch Juna do her mocap work at the hangar and prepare for my matches with Nai-san tomorrow. That's my real objective any day. Anyway, you and your priorities, Kaito. I can't wait for tomorrow. That's how starved for a good match I am. Oh, I just heard some noise coming from the intercom speaker. It was admittedly a bit of a crackle, but still. I guess Frau's actually awake, even though she can clearly see you on the camera.
まさか出るとは予想してなかったよ。
ヤシオ先輩。どうして。
Frau sounds like she's on the verge of death.
調子悪そうだね。もしかして引きこもりすぎで栄養失調にでもなった？
Right on the money, Kaito.
コナちゃん。
お腹すいた。
I figured as much.
じゃあ差し入れ持ってきたから開けてくんない？鹿児島限定安納芋味のポッキーもあるよ。
すごく甘そうです。だが断る。
Funeral, Frau. And yet the entrance automatically opens.
これがいわゆるツンデレ流。
Yeah, we still have to deal with this. I'll never be able to keep up with this girl.
まるで冷蔵庫だね。
When has it not been, Kaito? It's the first thing that comes to mind every time I visit. It's just that cold. Yet a loungewear still leaves her shoulders exposed, not to mention she's still wearing sweatshorts as if it was still summer. She isn't even wrapped in a blanket as she stares at her Pokemon. Her face is lifeless and pale. She has large dark circles under her eyes. Frau legit looks ill. Indeed she does. battle she hasn't eaten in days. Frau seems pretty incapable of self-care after all. If I left her like this, she'd probably drop dead in the space of a month.
差し入れ持ってきたよ。
ね、飯食ってる場合じゃねえ。
I place the bag at Frau's feet, but she doesn't even look at it. What about being hungry?
ロゼッタ、先輩のおもてなし、ヨロ。
Frau says, ignoring the snacks.
ごきげんよう、ヤシオさん。
Hello to you as well, Yuki Rosetta. I hear a voice coming from Frau's Pokemon. I can't see the screen due to the way she's holding it.
温かいコーンスープがございますが。
Can I even prepare warm corn soup? Huh. The bot has a corn soup making function. How convenient. Oh wait.
じゃあ頼むよ。
いいえ、頼まれても私は作れません。
Yeah, I thought as I thought.
恐れ入りますが、セルフサービスでお願いいたします。
じゃあ別にいい。
What a useless bot.
で、
Your Frau would
コナちゃん
agree
は
with
何してんの？
Then again, Frau has her own issues. Frau takes a small breath.
そんなことより、ヤシオ先輩、ちょっとお願いがあるんですよ。お願い。
With upturned eyes, she bends towards me.
お願い。オッケー？
Why is she breathing so heavily?
なんだよ。内容によってはまず勝負を。
ちょっと先輩の指をペロペロさせてほしいんです。ペロペロ。
I think Frau was even worse than usual today.
コナちゃんは本当に変態だな。
違うし、これは人間の本能っつうか根源的なアイデンティティっつうか。赤ちゃんって自分の親指しゃぶってるっしょ。それはなぜだ？坊やだからさ。
Really, Frau? Going with the Gundam reference.
セルフツッコミ持つ。
And of course she speaks in internet shorthand. Because of course she
つまり
does.
私が先輩の指をペロペロするのは精神安定剤と同じ意味なのだよ。性的な意味で。
結局性的な意味なんだね。話にならないな、まったく。
I'm so exasperated that I don't even want to continue talking. That said, Frau seems a little more hyper than usual. To calm myself, I open the copy and pull a stick out. I offer some to Frau, and she immediately takes two and starts
先輩
biting
は
away at them.
祭りって知ってる？
Obviously.
そりゃ知ってるよ。夏にあったでしょ、ヨイラー雪祭り。花火上がってるのがここからも見えて。
じゃなくてネット上の祭り。
Should have guessed. Ah, that.
何か大きな事件が起きたりした時に、ネットの掲示板やツイポなんかでみんなが一斉に騒ぎ出すことだっけ？
Yeah. I'm sure that Frau herself has read about the subliminal messages on Trippo.
さすがですな。よくご存知で。
Well, I am a Trippo user. That's
祭りの最中はありとあらゆる人種が一つの事件とか事象とかに対して無責任な意見を垂れ流すわけだが。
Indeed they do. Fortunately, I count myself as one of the few internet people who very rarely posts their opinions and thought processes out on the internet. Then again, I do let's plays, so...
その情報が本当のことかガセ情報かよく確かめようとせずに脊髄反射で反応するカスもいれば。
Yeah, there's only far too many people like that out there on the internet.
関係者でもないのにやたら熱心にネット上から関連情報とか個人情報とか調べて晒すことに命かけるようなカスもいる。
A very special kind indeed.
何が言いたいわけ？
ガンバレルの最終話に群がってる連中のこと。
That being said, said trash does, there is a few glitterings of gold within that trash.
あいつらも、祭りを楽しんでるカスどもでしかない。まあ私もずっとそのカスどもと一緒に荒らしたりしてましたけどね。つまり私が一番のカス。
Still dancing around the subject, Frau. Frau smiles with only her lips. Her eyes are red from a lack of sleep or crying.
でもこういう時皮肉にもこのカスどもが一番役に立つのもガチ。つうかこいつらの無駄な情熱は異常。まさに才能の無駄遣い。そんじょそこらのハッカーなんかよりよっぽど優秀。
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
アットチャンネラーの技術力は世界一。胸が熱くなるな。
ガンバレルのファンの人たちが何かしでかしたわけ？
I haven't talked about the Gunvarrel leak with Frau, not even once. If what she told me was before about her mother was true, this could be a clue as to her whereabouts.
コナちゃんのお母さんが見つかったとか。あ、そうか。この前流出した最終話に手がかりがあったんだ。
I try shooting straight with her and she replies with a grin.
その通りですが何か。
へえ。
I wasn't expecting her to be so honest with me.
ママがどこにいるかは相変わらずさっぱりだがな、キリ。でもママが残したとしか思えないメッセージが出てきた。
メッセージ？
サブリミナル、パスワード、黒歴史。
Dark past, eh?
いや、さっぱり意味がわからないから。
Don't talk to me about the dark past.
産業でまとめたわけだが。
産業にはまとめなくていいよ。もっと長くてもいい。
つまりヤシオ先輩は私ともっとおしゃべりしたいんですね。密室で二人きりで。それなんてエロゲ。
いちいち話をそらさなくていいから。
Yeah, we need to address this head on, Kona. Frau's expression stiffened up for a moment, as if she's about to start crying. Will the real Kona Furuguri please stand up? She even has that expression now. But that expression quickly turns into a pout, as if to express how fed up she was. Maybe I was just imagining things, or maybe not.
流出したガンバレル最終話のこと詳しく知ってる？
more or less, the 19 subliminal messages and the 19 subliminal messages within each of those subliminal messages,
な
and
ん
so
と
on
な
and
く
so
はアキシャ
forth.
ンから聞いたよ。テレビで放映された話の流れを一切無視していきなり世界が滅ぶ話になるとかなんとか。
But of course, to anyone who hasn't read the latest Kimijima report, devoid of context, they'll have very little idea what to make of all this.
しかも主人公以外は全員死亡だっけ？
The reason I have it committed to memory is because it's so similar to the Kimijima reports. Oh, it's more than similar, Kaito. It's already November 2019. In 2 months, that's it. A large-scale solar storm hit North America, and while there wasn't any terrorism, there were riots. If that solar storm is the one in the Kimijima reports, at the very least we should be safe this year. But who knows? I might be overthinking it. I hope so, at least.
内容は割とどうでもいい。重要なのはサブリミナル映像だろ、上皇。
ああ、紛れ込んでたらしいね。
すごくあからさまに。もともと流出した最終話は4分31秒しかないぶつ切れ編集の映像だったわけだが。
4 minutes and 30 seconds. And yet, there are images. Quite a few of them, it seems. A whole bunch of images down there, and these ones, these 5 in particular. Appears to be a very Japanese-looking man, wearing traditional garb. An object that is clearly a Mayan temple, which is all the way in Central America, if memory serves. Rocket ships being flown, an atomic bomb exploding, and then this one, number 5. An image I'm only far too familiar with. Far too familiar with that 5th image.
そこに全部で19箇所意味不明の画像が差し込まれてた。
And according to the internet, there were subliminal images hidden within each of those subliminal images, as well as numbers, which could be a timestamp.
具体的には渋谷の107とかスペースシャトルとか第二次世界大戦の白黒写真とか福沢諭吉の顔とか。
Oh, so that's who that is. Yukiichi Fukuzawa. That's that name came up before.
そんな当たり障りのない画像ばっか。
Completely bland and inoffensive on their own, without any shred of context.
しかもどれも画質最悪だったしノイズだらけ。だからその差し込まれたサブリミナルの画像を全部ノイズ除去してさらにレベル補正して。
そしたら画像から奇妙な点でも見つかったってことか。
あるねえよ。
違うの？
どれも単なる画像だったし。でも画像じゃなくて映像に奇妙なところがあったんだ。
画像じゃなくて映像？どういう意味？最
初解析班は 別に警察の特殊チームとか専門の研究機関とかそんなんじゃないんだからね。
Perish the thought. For some reason, Frau blushes and squirms around.
祭りに集まった単なるカスどもだし、解析班としては当然最初はサブリミナルで差し込まれた画像に注目しちゃうわな。
I don't think it's a trap.
でも流出した最終話の映像は 120fps だった。
FPS フレームレートか。1秒あたりのコマ数だよね。
Correct. Coballad, for example, runs at 60 FPS, along with a lot of other things besides.
120fps なんてぬるぬるでぐちょぐちょすぎだろ。けしからん、エロゲでやれ。
変態妄想を入れてこないように。
Indeed.
そんなぬるぬるぐちょぐちょ動画はめったにないと言ってるわけだが、アニメなんてこんなフレームレートで作っても無意味だし。
It would definitely affect the cinematography of it.
ガンバレルの既存の映像作品もここまでヌルヌルじゃなかった。
Yeah, there's a reason why older films and television shows and animated series have a certain stylistic quality to them, compared to nowadays, that is.
じゃあなんで流出した最終話だけが 120fps なん？
Another mystery on top of the ones we already have.
さあ、俺に聞かれても。
1フレが 60fps より短くなるからだろ、上皇。120fps だと1フレは 0.007 秒くらい。
Again, that number, 0.007 seconds. That's short. I'm not sure I could deal with that even if I use slow-mo.
その 0.007 秒に隠されてたんだお。
何が？
What indeed.
さらなるサブリミナル効果。
は？
Another.
さっきの福沢諭吉とか渋谷107とかのサブリミナル映像はだいたい4フレ分あったわけだが、その4フレの中の1フレにさらなる謎の画像が含まれていたとしたら。
そうなの？
ただでさえノイズだらけの4フレしかない画像の中に1フレだけ紛れ込んでるから気づくのに数日かかった。
But someone did, and I'm sure there are others besides you who noticed.
で、そっちのさらに隠されてた画像はますます意味不明だったけん。それではご覧いただこう。
Hesitant to find out, but observe we must. Frau shows me the image on her Pokecom screen. Is it just me? Or is this location eerily familiar? As in, have we been here before? Because I think we have. I definitely think we have.
これが問題の画像です。
An image that is completely meaningless to anyone else. However,
廃墟の家の中の画像。
oh, it's no house. At least not a house that you would live in.
場所は特定されてない。全国1000件以上の廃墟を探検したマニアもまとめサイトに登場したんだけど、わかんねって。
But Kaito does.
じゃあここで手詰まり？
だがちょっと待ってほしい。
It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure you should remember this place, Kaito, because I definitely do. And the fact that this image of all images is here, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
ここ見て。
It's the image of a ruined house. Frau points to a white wall. Blurry. It definitely looks like a bee.
この模様を見てどう思った？
As for this scratching here, I couldn't begin to tell you.
違和感あるね。
模様だけ後から画像に合成されてたんだわ。
Now that is a subliminal message.
で、この模様がアルファベットに見えたらやばくね。
Could be the letter B, could just be a random shadow, could just be completely out of the blue. The alphabet.
歪んだ B に見えなくもない。
正解。指ペロペロさせろ。
Denied.
変態は近寄らないでくれるかな。
Very appropriate response there, Kaito. I applaud.
サブリミナル映像の中にさらに隠れてた画像は他に18枚あったわけだが。
Yeah, 19 images hidden within the 19 images. That is again, this time, letter O.
それも全部同じ廃墟の画像っぽくて。
All images from inside ruined locations, huh? Let's see. We have B, I, C, D, A, H, P, E, U, Y, W, N. Well, looks to be another I, but it has a dot on the right, to the right of it. So it could be an I or an L, and that second one could also be an I or an L. Although given the fact that these are all capitals, that would stand to reason that both of these are I's, since I is usually pretty common, although I'm surprised that there's only one E. F-A-S-V-T-O, so two I's and two A's, along with a whole bunch of other letters. And I'm sure if somebody tried really, really hard, they would be able to make sense of this, but unfortunately, this isn't Countdown. Though I'm sure that Frau has, at the very least, attempted to decipher this. I mean, not that I wouldn't find enjoyment in such a puzzle, but the fact that we're being led on the nose by this suggests intent.
どの画像にも似たような変形させられたアルファベットが書き加えられてた。
And it is entirely possible to ignore these, to basically ignore them altogether and say that they're meaningless nonsense. Unfortunately, with situations like these, whether or not you solve this particular mystery, there are consequences either way. Consequences if you do, and consequences if you don't. And for those that do try to solve this subliminal mystery, the rabbit hole only deepens ever further.
それを全部並べたら意味のある文章になった。
それはない。 そもそも文章ですらなかったし。
Frau taps away on her Pokemon and displays the next image.
はい、これ。
Indeed. Even if you were to unscramble this jumble of letters, it doesn't form a sentence, much less a paragraph.
ちなみに順番は最終話の冒頭から終わりまでにサブリミナル画像が差し込まれていた順番、その逆順。
Reversal, huh?
逆か。かなり回りくどいことしてるな。で、このアルファベットは結局何だったの？
Then again, let me just count the letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, yeah, 19. Yeah, just double checking, making sure. But I think I see what Frau is getting at here. There are 19 images and 19 letters. So what if each of these letters corresponds with one of the images? Spooky, I know. Very
パスワー
spooky.
ド。
A password? Well, then
Local.
again, it does say password text. Indeed. Not even Frau knows the answer to that question, Kaito. It's here that Frau goes silent. Or maybe she doesn't know the answer. But there is someone who probably might have an idea. However, will we get anything out of asking that person about this mystery?
コナちゃん。
っていうかさ、あいつら本当によく見つけてきたよね。私さえ知らないような黒歴史。
I suppose I then have to ask the question then. Whose dark past did they find? Dark past, eh? Frau said something like that before, but what exactly is she referring to? Dark past is something that someone wants completely and absolutely buried, something that once they might have enjoyed or some such things, but now is totally either embarrassing or worse, to the point where they want to shut it out completely and pretend like it never existed.
小郡南の黒歴史。
And yet your mother's name did not appear in any of those subliminal messages, so
つうか古郡南の黒歴史。
why are you bringing her name up now? Minami Koguri. She was the director of the Gunvarrel anime. And her real name is Minami Furugori, Frau's mother.
もう20年以上放置されてた個人のホームページがあったわけだが。
コナちゃんのお母さんも。
Frau nods.
まだコミマで同人誌とか作ってた女子高生時代のママが作ったホームペ。
illustration, comic, poem, bulletin board, BBS, and link. Then that would beg the question, if I'm thinking along these lines that Frau is laying out for us, and those letters happen to be a password to this bulletin board site, even more mysteries on top of mysteries.
ちなみに訪問者数は発見された時点で延べ700人程度。今はまとめサイトの連中が押しかけたんでカウンター回りまくってるけど。
But how did they manage to find this?
当時描いたイラストとか漫画とかが載ってたり、乙女ポエムがあったり。
Why would Minami want to bury this?
よく残ってたね。
それは私にも謎。普通リンク切れになってないとおかしい。
We're talking about the fact that the site is still active, even though it should be inactive.
使用料とか誰が払ってたん？
Who's been keeping the site running all this time? Wait a second. Something about this seems familiar. That's right. The Minami Tane Community Center. I'm surprised it took you this long to think of that, Kaito. I wasn't gonna say anything myself, but I'm glad you finally come around. That first room was in fact the room in the community center where we found the first Kimiji report and met Irie. Well, technically we met her outside, but still. That place has been abandoned for years, and yet it still has running electricity, not to mention a strange device down in the basement. The bill is being paid for by a company in Tokyo that owns it. There's something fishy about all this.
あと交流用の掲示板とかもあった。
Especially considering the fact that the person supposed to built the machine has been dead all this time.
で、その掲示板80くらいコメントが書き込んであって。
Past or present?
最新の書き込みは
2019年3月。
That's recent. That's very recent.
じゃあそこにお母さんの書き込みが？
そらそうよ。ほとんどが古郡みなみとして20年前に書き込まれたものだけどな。2019年の書き込みはスパムだったし。
なんだ、期待して損した。
ただその掲示板の57番目の書き込みだけ。
57.
古郡みなみじゃなくて小郡みなみの名前で書き込まれてた。書き込み日時は2015年10月4日。
Did you change your name back then, or?
ガンバレル最終話の放映が中止された2週間後。
I nervously gulp.
ママが消えてから2週間後。15年クラッシュが起きてから11日後。
The crash of 15. What does that have to do with this?
ちなみに私の本名はコナ。数字だと57。
I keep forgetting that kanji works that way. You can read it however it is, with certain context, of course.
誰がうまいこと言えと。
Too perfect. How these things will relate depends entirely on what Frau says next.
いいから続きを話してよ。
その小郡南の書き込みに URL が貼られてた。直輪じゃなくてわざわざ先頭のエッジの文字を抜いた状態で。あとはわかるな、デュー。
わからないって。
その URL のページはパスワードの入力画面だったんだよ。なんだって。入力文字数はどう見ても19文字です。本当にありがとうございました。
And if what you were saying about the reversal of those images is true, then you type in the corresponding letters.
例のサブリミナル映像にあった19個のアルファベットか。
パスワードを入力して出てきたのはコンテ用紙に書かれたママのメッセージ。それをキャプった画像。
Very ominous. Don't tell me it was her last will and testament. I shouldn't think so, Kaito.
何が書いてあった？
Not with the way that things have been going so far.
直接見れば。
Like we have a choice. Frau shows me her Pokecom screen again. Yep, typing in the password. Exactly 19 characters long. It's a note scrawled on storyboard paper. It says... Gunvarrel is a brainwashing device. Propaganda. There will be multiple terrorist attacks around the world at the same time a solar storm hits. I fled in order to prevent it. They still exist. Everyone's dead. Someone stop them. Project Atom isn't over. Very scrawled handwriting. But then again, Minami would have been in quite the hurry with everything going on. She knew her life was in danger. Unfortunately, we can't show this to Akio. Perish the thought. The ramifications of this aside, Akio would be devastated to hear that Gunvarrel is brainwashing. Yeah. But then again, one could literally say that everything that makes up our world is fundamentally brainwashing in and of itself. Art, culture, society, everything is brainwashing. A little bit too heavy there, and I apologize, but still. Am I wrong? And yeah, that word was device there. Yeah. The last words of Minami Furuguri. No way.
これはこんなこと。
プロジェクトアトムデュー。
Frau starts breathing heavily again as she speaks. That's right, it's written there. Clear as crystal. Outside of the Kimijima reports. That's the exact same as the Kimijima reports.
それが何なのかは謎すぎる。とりあえず空を越えてラララみたいな。
I think Frau is even more broken than she already was. Oh, I get it. Frau's anticlimactic reaction is because I still haven't told her what I know about Project Atum from the Kimijima reports. Project Atum. It's a part of the human domestication project designed to use a solar storm to kill 5 billion people. Courtesy of the Committee of 300. Thank you very much. Project Atum was supposed to go down in 2015, and Minami Koguri fled in order to stop it. Is that it? Gunvarrel is a brainwashing tool. Brainwashing. My mind immediately jumps to the Tavistock Institute. Are you telling me they had a hand in the creation of Gunvarrel? Then that would mean they had some endgame in mind for brainwashing people. An endgame that Ko Kimijima tried to bring to light and paid for with his life. That's absurd, but it lines up too perfectly with what's written in the Kimijima reports. I can't brush it off. Is this a trap? Or worse? Is someone setting a trap for me? But here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who knows about the Kimijima reports in all of Japan. That's not true, Kaito. There was one person that warned you against finding the Kimijima reports. The one person who you told that you knew about them. And that person is Masaki Sonomiya. She knows, not just about Ko Kimijima, but the reports as well. And she isn't the only one. Oh dear. Plus, why lay such a complex trap just for me? All they had to do was seal my mouth as just kill me. Much like they did with Ko Kimijima. I think this has something to do with what happened aboard the Anemone. What happened to both you, Kaito, as well as Akiho. There's a reason you have these strange, curse-like abilities, and more besides. Unbelievable as it is, you have been part of an insidious experiment, an experiment that is still going on. Does that mean that there are other people like me who have picked up on this, and this is just a diversion? I wonder if we'll ever get to the truth regarding the Anemone. I believe we will, in due time. Then we shall have answers, but as of right now, I don't know. There's no way to know. Until you know. Then you know. This could just be me overthinking it. Then again, could be otherwise. But one thing is clear. Ko Kimijima and Minami Kogori. These two share multiple connections. Hell, they might have even corresponded. Although we still have no proof of that just yet. They both fled from someone or something. They both came to Tanegashima. They both died mysteriously, while in Minami Kogori's case, vanished. And they both accused the Tavistock Institute of being involved in a conspiracy.
逆にかぶりすぎでしょ。
Indeed it does. I doubt this is simply a coincidence. If this isn't some trap, that means they're both telling the truth, and we cannot deny it anymore. Massive worldwide terrorism accompanying a solar storm and the deaths of 5 billion people. Don't forget the robots. Don't forget the using robots to subjugate the survivors. Don't forget that part. I'm covered in cold sweat. And I suddenly realized my throat is bone dry. Cliched and hackneyed this scenario seems. There are people out there that wish this to be a reality, and have every intention of doing so. Of making it so. I pop open the fruit sour melon I brought with me and chug it. Minami Kogori's hidden message just made the Kimijima reports that much more credible. Which pretty much means we need to find the next one. But in order to do that, we need to fulfill certain conditions. Conditions that are completely outside the skill set of Kaito Yashio. This is on a completely different level than when the final episode of Gunvarrel leaked. That's right. This isn't just some conspiracy theory anymore. Ko Kimijima wasn't just writing delusions. The Committee of 300 and the Tavistock Institute actually have a grand plan. And you were caught in their web, along with everyone else on Tanegashima and the world. Even now in 2019, Project Atum is still trucking along. They still exist. Project Atum isn't over. I can't help but read over those hastily scrawled letters over and over. I need to hurry and find the rest of the Kimijima reports. Not like we have a choice. I'd given up on collecting them all after seeing how absurd number 5's flags were, but no longer. We can't afford to move at this rate. While I sit here, they're out there fast-tracking the end of the goddamn world. No more Kill Ballad. What a world that would be. A world that Kaito would refuse to live in. I glance at Frau. She's still grinning, gazing down at her Pokecom, completely unaware that we know the significance of this Project Atum. I've no idea what's so funny. It's not a smile of happiness. I'm pretty sure it's a smile of derision. A sneer, if you will.
これが本当にコナちゃんの母親のメッセージである根拠は
Unless you can confirm that this is in fact your mother's handwriting.
コンテ用紙にはママのサインが。あとコンテ用紙もママがいつも使ってたやつ。それにこの字は間違いなくママの字は手が汚い。幼稚園児が裸足で逃げ出すレベルっていう。
I can relate. Seriously, what's so funny?
お母さんの手がかりが少しはつかめたわけだけど この手がかりからお母さんの居場所を特定できそう？
できるわけないよ。
True enough. Why does she seem so calm about this? Why isn't she more frantic? Frau keeps joking around about everything. It's almost like she doesn't think much of her own mother. I just don't understand you, Frau Kajiro. Or should I say, Kona Furugori.
ただこういう時の祭り参加者どもの情報収集能力は異常。
There are some dedicated people on the internet. Believe it or not, they're not all a cesspit of trolls and squabs. There are people out there who are very skilled at gathering information.
私さえ知らなかったのだぜ。ママが4年前失踪した後であんなコメント残してたなんて。だからそのうちきっと全部さらされる。
The fact that we found it, someone else is eventually going to put it all together like we did, and then it is going to blow up on the internet.
今はまだ誰も知らなくても、ガンバレルのスタッフが10人以上死んでるってこともすぐバレる。
Yeah, that's true.
犯人は小郡南だってすれがハットちゃんに100すれは立つ。これでガンバレルが4年ぶりに社会現象になってキルバナもまた売れまくり。
You would normally think that under such circumstances the opposite of fate would happen, but in the information world we live in, it's quite the opposite.
私はボロ儲けで飯馬来たこれ。
Calm down a little bit there, Frau. Drink their tears. Net slang used in the 2000s, used to highlight enjoying someone else's suffering. Savor the flavor as you drink their tears. Sadists. Anyway, moving on. Frau's as excitable as ever. Regardless of how negative the info is, she did get some new clues about her mother. Maybe this is her idea of optimism. Or maybe not. Or maybe she's just an idiotic pervert with a busted personality. Or maybe this is her way of coping with it all.
そんなことよりヤシオ先輩、そもそも今日は何の用でここに来たん
？That's right. I came here for a reason. But, nothing so grandiose.
さては腹ペコで弱っている私に隙を見て襲いかかろうという魂胆ですな。ふざけるなー。そもそも男子のくせに女子を襲おうという発想が間違ってる。男子たるもの男子を襲うべきだろ上皇。
What's she talking about?
というわけでメガネ、ロボ部のメガネを連れてこい。ヤシオ先輩に襲わせるから。早くしろ。どうなっても知らんぞ。
I'd be an idiot if I went along with this delusional pervert silliness, so I cut straight to the point.
俺がここに来たのは部長命令だよ。コナちゃんに例のロボ2号機の駆動システムを作るよう頼みに来たんだ。
Frau hears my words and smiles happily.
などと意味不明な供述をしており。
I think you're the one who's currently confused.
いや、普通に意味通じるでしょ。
お前がそう思うならそうなんだろう。お前ん中ではな。
I guess she has no intention of hearing me out. Whatever. I figured it'd turn out like this. So we leave, not exactly empty, well, empty-handed on the one hand regarding the drive system of Gunbuild 2,
じゃあ行ってくるね。
but then again, there is much we have learned. So in return, we're just going to have to progress with Gunbuild 2's drive systems without Frau Kajiro's help after all. As always, until next we meet.